Hi, welcome to our presentation on this IVA Conference 2020. My name is Siska Fitrianie. I come from Delft University of Technology. The other team members are Merijn Bruijnes from Delft University of Technology, Deborah Richard from Macquarie University, Andrea Bönsch from RWTH Aachen University, Willem-Paul Brinkman from Delft University of Technology, and other 86 intelligent virtual agent researchers within Open Science Framework Artificial Social Agent Evaluation Instrument Work Group. This is our website. Feel free to join. Very welcome. Today, I give you an update from the OSF work group that is working on creating an evaluation instrument for, among other things, intelligent virtual agents. I will start first with some background, why we do this, then I'll tell you what we've done so far leading to this year's progress, and finally some next steps we will take. As a common practice in our research field, first we develop our agent and model its behavior, and then we want to understand how this agent interacts with humans, and ultimately how it can be applied in some domains, and how the interaction can achieve certain outcome. However, as many agents are developed over time and many studies are conducted, these studies have their own way to describe and evaluate the agents. It becomes difficult to compare the agents. Even more difficult to replicate the scientific findings. In this way, it is difficult to validate claims of the impact of these studies. We therefore argue that we should move towards creating a unified evaluation instrument. In this case, it's a standardized questionnaire. But what kind of questionnaire it is? Many factors involved in interaction between human and agent. On one hand, there are pre-existing factors. These are external to the interaction. For example, here is the user's personality. While on the other hand, there is a context-dependent process, this process leading to an outcome. For example, when we engage with a weight loss therapist agent, the more we do exercises, the higher success on our weight loss program. There are many existing questionnaires to measure the process or outcome, although those contexts are not comparable. There have been also a lot of questionnaires developed for measuring the external factors. So we do not focus on these areas. Instead, our research work group is interested only in the measurement of human interaction with agents. To have more insight about this, we look into questionnaires used in the past 5 years IVA conferences. We surveyed 81 studies, which use 89 questionnaires. The questionnaires consist of 64 existing ones and 25 new developed for the studies. For those who are interested, there is more information in this publication. Please refer to our paper on the IVA 2019. One major finding is there was little repeated use of questionnaires, as the vast majority were only used by a single study. From the questionnaires, we extracted 189 measurement constructs. It appears that the number of new constructs has not reached its saturation. Each year, new constructs were introduced. It is apparent that not only we need a common way to compare and replicate our research, but also we need a common base to evaluate and a common base to describe the interaction experience with an agent. To create a standard questionnaire, we have set a plan. This is the work we have done or in progress. As you can see, we are about halfway. In IVA 2019 last year, we presented our findings from the literature survey. This year we determine the constructs and dimensions we are interested in. To define a set of constructs, the approach was to group the set of 189 existing constructs on their similarity. The constructs were collected from the past 5 years IVA papers. After we examined these constructs, we found similarity between them. Constructs can be formulated and defined differently depending on one's perspective and domain. But actually, they might measure the same or very similar underlying thing, just like this parable of the blind man and the elephant. For example, these 5 measurement constructs: bonding, friendship, feeling of closeness, perceived rapport, and intimacy. They actually measure the degree of the rapport the user feels with the agent. We can regard the group of similar constructs as a unifying construct. However, asking the community directly grouping 189 constructs was too hard. So we decided to use a divide and conquer approach. Based on the discussion in the workgroup, one possible way to divide the constructs is by grouping them into categories. For this purpose, we scope categories that represent relationship between successive steps that influence and are influenced by the human interaction with an agent. They are related to the human, the agent, and the interaction. Categories related to the agent refer to its basic properties, its ability to interact with humans socially, and its ability to perform its role. While category related to the human regards to their ability to interact with the agent. Finally, categories related to the interaction include how the human characterize the quality of the interaction and what kind of the effect of the interaction towards both the agent and the human. Using boxes as analogy to categories, the task is to keep putting the constructs into the best box. 49 members participated in the task to put constructs into the best categories. On average, 13 experts per construct. During the task, the experts were allowed to propose new categories if necessary. The classification of a construct in a category was accepted if at least 50% of experts assigned the construct to that category. We found that the majority of the construct can be classified into categories. In this figure, the squares show the number of constructs classified to one category, while the diamonds show the number that classified to two categories. So now we have divided the task. Next is to find which constructs are the same underlying thing. What does that mean? Looking back at the groupings, here we found 27 constructs are classified into the category agent social trait. But it is hard to imagine there are 27 constructs measuring this particular concept. Therefore, we asked our experts to sort the constructs in each group. The technique is so-called card sorting. Using this method, members of work groups were asked to organize constructs into groups that make sense to them, and then together we see what structures emerge. During the task, members were also allowed to name the groups they created. 23 experts involved in 7 card sorting tasks. Each task is corresponding to the categories. On average, 17 experts per task. A grouping of constructs was accepted if at least 50% of experts agreed to place these constructs together. The agreement between experts is considered as the strength of these groups. This step resulted in total of 52 groups of constructs. From the results, we still found groups with overlapping constructs. To resolve this redundancy, 3 judges discussed till they reached consensus to rearrange and combine these groups. First, they looked at the keywords collected from the constructs and the group names suggested by the experts during the card sorting task. Subsequently, the same 3 judges determined the uniqueness of each group. Groups that contain similarity were combined and regarded as constructs, and groups that were too broad in scope were split into dimensions. At the same time, work group members were invited to discuss and finalize the resulted unified constructs. This step resulted in 19 unified questionnaire constructs for evaluating human interaction with an artificial social agent. They are agent's believability, agent's usability, performance, agent's likability, agent's sociability, agent's personality, user acceptance of the agent, agent's enjoyability, user engagement, user trust, user-agent alliance, agent attentiveness, agent coherence, agent's intentionality, attitude, social presence, interaction impact on self-image, emotional experience, and user-agent interplay. These 19 constructs represent more than 80% of the studies for evaluating human interaction with agents in our community. Given the time, it is not possible to explain all 19 constructs in this presentation. For the explanation, please refer to our paper or our website. As a conclusion, this work presented here is part of a community effort that aims at developing a validated standardized questionnaire instruments for evaluating human interactions with agents. It has yielded in 19 questionnaire constructs. They are resulted from grouping all the individual measurement constructs used in recent years by IVA researchers. They can be used as a set of shared constructs to describe the interaction experience with an artificial social agent. Our work still continues. We have established initial set of constructs items. The result can be accessed at our website. Currently, we are working on confirmatory factor analysis to examine constructs validity. Next year, we hope to be back with the results of these steps. So, to the reviewers, please accept our papers. Since there is still much work involving the community, we hope more people will join us. As take-home message, we hope that researchers, you, will refer to the 19 constructs as a reference point in your work, so that we can together create a common language in our community. Finally, a big thanks to our 86 work group members for the hard work in the past 3 years. We'll be in touch again soon, and together as a community, we produce more results to achieve our final goal. That is, a standardized questionnaire for evaluating human interaction with artificial social agents. Thank you for your attention. Is there any question?